Dad told me, we're skipping vacations this time, tight budget. A week later I opened Facebook. My parents and siblings in Paris, smiling under Eiffel Tower. 132 photos. I stayed quiet. Then Mom texted, "Can you transfer $2,800 for the tickets?" I replied with, "We'd been planning the family vacation for months. Paris, Mom's dream destination, and apparently now everyone else's too." It started out simple. Group chat, Pinterest boards, endless discussions about dates, flight alerts, hotel reviews, packing tips. I was in every conversation. I even helped Emily find a sale on carry-ons and spent hours helping Ryan figure out if his passport was still valid. I wasn't just included, I was involved. Invested. Excited. I had no idea that while I was helping book museum tickets and picking restaurants to try, my own family was already planning to cut me out. There were no arguments. No silent treatments. No tension in the house. In fact, we'd just gone shopping for vacation outfits, the week before it happened. Mom bought a pair of ridiculous wedge sandals she said she'd only wear in Europe. I was right there in the store with her. She asked me if her sunglasses looked Parisian enough. I remember laughing. So when Dad told me real casual that we were canceling the trip due to budget issues, I believed him. It was a Sunday morning, kitchen still smelling like coffee and toast. He said it wasn't a good time to blow thousands on a vacation, not with Ryan starting college and Emily's car repairs and the bills piling up. He even said maybe we could do something local instead, staycation style. I was disappointed, yeah, but I got it. I work part-time, take night classes and chip in where I can. I wasn't going to whine about it. I just said okay. A week passed. I didn't think much of it. Work was busy. I was catching up on assignments. Then, on a random Tuesday afternoon, I opened Facebook during my break. I was sitting in the back room of the bookstore where I work, scrolling without really looking. And then I saw it. Emily. In front of the Eiffel Tower. Smiling like she was born there, wearing that stupid red beret she swore she'd never actually wear. Her caption said, "Bonjour from Paris." Finally made a kiss mark. I stopped breathing. I refreshed the page thinking maybe it was a memory. Something old. But no. The next post was from Mom. She was holding a cappuccino and wearing those damn wedge sandals. Breakfast in Paris. Not bad for a Monday. Then came more. Dad at the Louvre. Ryan trying to flirt with some poor Parisian girl at a sidewalk cafe. Group shots, selfies, scenery, plates of food, wine glasses, croissants, baguettes, even a damn photo of all four of them recreating a scene from Emily in Paris. 132 photos. I counted. Every single one of them confirmed what my brain couldn't process yet. They went without me. No one told me. Not a heads up, not a lie, not even a fake excuse. They just left. Boarded a plane and flew across the world like I didn't exist. I sat there for over an hour staring at those photos. Wondering when they made the decision. Who suggested it? Who said, "Don't tell Betty"? I wondered if they talked about me at the airport. On the plane. If they laughed about how I bought snacks for the flight I never got to take. I didn't text. I didn't call. I just went home after work and sat in my room. I couldn't even cry. It was too absurd. Too big to feel real. Until 9:42 p.m. That's when my phone buzzed. It was Mom. "Can you transfer $2,800 for the tickets? We'll pay you back when we return. Love you." That was the moment I snapped out of it. Up until then I had no plan. No anger. Just this hollow ache in my chest. But that text. That woke me up. I replied instantly. Sure. Then I opened my banking app and sent them exactly $1. With a note, "Bon voyage." No response. No apology. Just silence. But I wasn't surprised. I already knew what kind of people I was dealing with. And this was only the beginning. The next morning I woke up to a text from Ryan. "You didn't send the money, right?" I didn't reply. A minute later another one came through. "Seriously, Mom's freaking out. Just send it and we'll pay you back next week." I turned off my phone. At that point I wasn't even surprised. I'd seen the hotel they were staying in. It was the kind of place with gold trimmings on the lobby doors, little chocolates on the pillows, and glass elevators that probably smelled like designer perfume. Not exactly budget travel. And now, after leaving me behind, they were relying on me to fund their luxury getaway? I was still living in the house, technically. So when they came back I knew I'd have to deal with them face to face. But I wasn't going to be guilt. I wasn't going to pretend any of this was normal. And I sure as hell wasn't going to wire over nearly $3,000 to cover their fun. What I didn't expect was how quickly their dream trip started falling apart. They stopped posting. Just like that. One day it was croissants and selfies in front of stained glass windows. The next day nothing. No more posts. No more check-ins. No more captions with fake heart emojis. Then I got a call from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. When I listened it was my mom. She sounded She just said they needed to talk about the money and asked me to call her back. That was it. No apology. No explanation. Just the same assumption that I'd bail them out. I didn't call back. Instead, I started piecing together what probably happened. The credit card they used must have gotten declined. Maybe at the hotel, maybe at dinner. Maybe someone tried to book a train to Versailles and the payment bounced. Either way, it was pretty clear. They'd gambled on me paying and lost. I figured they'd deal with it. They're adults. They wanted the trip without me, let them manage it without me too. Then came the curveball. Sunday afternoon, I got home from my shift and found Rick, one of Dad's oldest friends, sitting in our kitchen. I hadn't seen him in months. He looked uncomfortable. Not the usual casual kind of awkward, but like someone walking into a mess and realizing they shouldn't be there. He told me Dad had borrowed money from him. $3,000. 2 weeks ago. I didn't say anything at first. He looked at me waiting, then explained that Dad said I'd be helping pay it back once the trip was over. That's when it hit me. They had the trip planned, they just didn't have the money. And instead of canceling or cutting costs or, I don't know, including the person they originally planned it with, they decided I was more useful as an invisible wallet. Rick left shortly after, said he'd follow up in a week. He was polite, but I could tell he knew something was off too. That night, Emily came home first. She wasn't supposed to be back yet. None of them were. Her suitcase was half unzipped in the hallway, and she left a trail of shopping bags, shoes, and a half-eaten macaron box on the counter. She didn't say hi. Just walked into my room like nothing had happened. So that's it? You're just gonna be petty about this? I stared at her. You think I should have paid after you lied and left me out of a trip I helped plan? She rolled her eyes. It wasn't my idea, alright? Ryan said you've been distant and weird lately. That you'd make it awkward. Mom didn't want drama, and honestly, we didn't think you'd care this much. I laughed. Like full-on laughed, which just pissed her off more. You didn't think I'd care that my entire family ghosted me, went to another country, and expected me to foot the bill? She didn't answer that. Just picked up her phone and started tapping at the screen like she couldn't be bothered. Then she muttered something under her breath. We thought you'd understand. That's why this is so messed up. Understand what, exactly? That I was voted off the island? That my own brother told everyone I'd ruined the vibe? That no one even gave me a chance to say anything before they decided I wasn't part of the picture? She left my room without another word. I thought that would be it. That they'd avoid me for a few days, maybe send another half-hearted message asking for money, maybe just pretend it never happened. I was wrong. Because the next night I got a text from Mom that made my blood run cold. Can you come home early tomorrow? We need to talk. About what? I didn't get a reply. But I found out the next day. They weren't done using me yet. I got home early like Mom asked. The house was too quiet, in that uncomfortable way it gets when something bad's about to happen. I walked into the living room and stopped in the doorway. They were all there, Mom, Dad, Emily, and Ryan, sitting like they'd been waiting for hours. No TV on, no music, no phones in their hands. Just sitting. Like a panel. I didn't say anything. I didn't move. Dad pointed to the couch and said sit. I didn't. I stayed standing. Mom cleared her throat like she was trying to be soft about what she was about to say. While we were gone, we noticed something strange. The emergency cash we keep in the safe. It's missing. $2,000. I blinked. And Emily jumped in without hesitation. We think you took it. She didn't flinch. She looked right at me when she said it, like she'd been practicing that line in the mirror. Ryan just sat there, arms crossed, pretending to be emotionally detached. But I could see it in his face. He knew exactly what was coming. I looked at each of them. Fully. Then I spoke. You think I took it? Dad leaned forward, trying to make it sound logical. Only a few people know the code. You were the only one home. We asked everyone else, and... You asked everyone else? Ryan nodded. No one else had a reason to even go near the safe. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was like they'd all agreed to rewrite the week's events and pin their reckless spending on me. So you all planned a trip without me, lied about it, tried to get me to pay for it, and now you think I broke into a safe and stole $2,000? Emily crossed her legs. It's not that crazy. You were mad. You probably felt left out. And maybe you thought you deserved some of it back. There was the narrative. I didn't even bother defending myself. Because I knew it wouldn't matter. They didn't want the truth. They wanted a scapegoat. They wanted to turn this whole thing into a clean story where they were the victims and I was the bitter one who lashed out. I didn't touch your money. And if you think I'm going to sit here and let you accuse me of theft just because you blew your travel budget and got caught, you're out of your minds. Mom said calmly that money was for emergencies. Then maybe don't use your emergency fund to go wine tasting across Europe. I turned and left the room before they could say anything else. Walked upstairs, slammed my door and locked it. For the rest of the night I ignored the knocks, the texts, everything. But it didn't stop there. The next evening I got a phone call from Aunt Leslie, Mom's sister. I hadn't spoken to her in months. She started out with small talk, then casually asked if everything was okay. I told her yeah, things were fine. She paused for a second. Emily said you flew to Paris secretly. She said there was drama and that you came back early. Is that true? I sat down slowly. What? That's what she said. That there was a big fight over money and that you took something from the house before leaving. Leslie laughed a little. I told her that didn't sound like you, but I figured I'd ask. So now Emily was telling extended family I had gone to Paris with them, caused drama, stolen money, and snuck home early. That's how far she was willing to go. Not just blaming me inside the house, but rewriting the entire story and distributing it to the family tree. It was pure insanity. And still I kept quiet. Because I wasn't going to fight back with stories. I was going to let them dig the hole themselves. And when it collapsed, I'd be watching from the top. What I didn't know yet was that it wouldn't be me who exposed them. It would be Mom. Friday night I came home to the smell of roasted chicken and fresh bread. The table was already set. Napkins folded into little triangles, Mom's good wine glasses out, even the cloth runner she only uses when guests are over. Except there weren't any guests. Just the family. And me. The ghosts they forgot in their vacation slideshow. I sat down without saying anything. Ryan was already halfway through a soda. Emily had that smug look she wears like perfume, and Dad was unusually quiet, pushing peas around his plate. No one mentioned Paris. No one mentioned the stolen money. Just silence and silverware clinks like we were pretending to be normal. Then Mom spoke. Betty, I know you didn't take the money. Her voice cut straight through the table. Emily froze mid-bite. Ryan's cup paused mid-air. I didn't move. I checked the safe logs. She said it so calmly it almost sounded rehearsed. The digital lock records every time it's opened. The safe was accessed twice while we were away. Once the night before you left, Emily. And once right after you checked into the hotel, Ryan. Neither of those times match anything Betty could have done. I didn't say a word. I watched. Emily glanced at Ryan, then at Dad. Then she smiled like she had a trick up her sleeve. Maybe she found a way in without the code. Mom didn't blink. So I checked the hallway camera. You didn't know I installed one last year. Motion activated. The only people near that safe while we were gone were you and your brother. Emily's smile cracked. Dad leaned back slowly like he suddenly wanted to disappear into the chair. Then Mom turned to me again. I also spoke to Rick. He told me about the loan. Said someone signed for me. But I didn't. And I know my own signature. Someone forged it. She slid a paper across the table. Emily and Ryan stared at it like it was a ticking bomb. That's Ryan's handwriting, I said without thinking. Emily snapped. This is ridiculous. You're really going to throw us under the bus for a few $100? 2,000, Mom said. And yes, I absolutely am. Ryan mumbled something barely audible. Then he stood up like he was going to leave. Sit. Dad's voice was sharp. He hadn't said a word until then. Ryan sat. Emily scoffed and muttered, you gave birth to an idiot. That was it. Mom stood, walked around the table and slapped Emily across the face. The room went still. No one breathed. It wasn't brutal. It wasn't dramatic. But it was enough. Enough to stop whatever smug storm Emily was about to release. She touched her cheek like she couldn't believe it happened. Mom stood over her. I didn't raise you to be this. I didn't raise either of you to lie, steal, and turn on your own sister like she's disposable. Emily's eyes welled up. She's always playing the victim. Always acting like she's better than us. You don't even see it. Well, what I see is that you and Ryan planned a trip, cut your sister out of it, lied about it, tried to get her to pay for it, then blamed her when you got in over your heads. I see that you stole money from this house. And then tried to destroy the only person in it who hasn't betrayed anyone. Emily got up and stormed out. The front door slammed so hard the pictures on the wall rattled. Ryan stayed seated, completely pale. Mom turned to him. You're going to Uncle Greg's. Tonight. Don't argue. Ryan opened his mouth, then shut it. He nodded once and stood. After they both left, Mom sat back down and looked at me. Really looked at me. I believed them for a minute. I hate that I did. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. Dad finally spoke. You were right not to send the money. The house was quiet for the rest of the night. But as I was walking up the stairs, I heard Emily's car peel out of the driveway. And a thought hit me like a gut punch. She wasn't done. And next time she wasn't coming for my wallet. She was coming for me. The house finally settled into a strange, cold sort of peace. Ryan was gone, staying with Uncle Greg like Mom said. Emily hadn't come home since the night of the slap. Her car disappeared from the driveway that same evening and none of us asked where she went. Nobody wanted to break the silence. It felt temporary, fragile, like the eye of a storm. I wanted to believe it was over. That maybe, somehow things would just move on. But the thing about people like Emily is, when they can't control the room they try to burn it down. It started slow. A few odd looks at work. Then a coworker asked, "Hey, didn't you just get back from Paris?" I blinked. "Oh, I didn't go." She looked confused. "Emily said you had some kind of breakdown there. That you flew home early." I didn't even respond. I just walked away. My hands were shaking. It was the same lie she told Aunt Leslie, now just a little louder, a little more detailed. Later that day, my manager pulled me into the office. He had a printed email in his hand. Someone claiming to be a customer said I'd been acting unprofessional, and implied I lashed out at a child during a reading event. Said I seemed unbalanced and needed time away. There was no name on the email. Just concerned parent. We don't have a reading event. Not since July. And I wasn't even working that weekend. But it didn't matter. My manager had to take it seriously. He said he wasn't accusing me of anything, but he wanted me to be aware of how these kinds of emails look to corporate. I knew instantly who sent it. I walked to my car in the dark, locked the doors, and sat there staring at the steering wheel. I wasn't sad. I wasn't mad. I was done. There was a difference. I knew what Emily was doing. She couldn't drag me back into the house, so she was trying to destroy the places I did belong. My job. My reputation. My sanity. That night, I drove to Aunt Leslie's without texting. She opened the door in a robe and said, "Come in," like she'd been expecting me. I told her everything. The fake email. The rumors. The coworkers asking questions. The feeling that my life was slowly being turned upside down by someone who wasn't even present anymore. And then Leslie said something that changed everything. "This isn't new." I didn't understand at first. She went to the bookshelf, pulled out a box, and handed me a folder. Inside were old texts, printouts, even voicemails. Apparently, Emily had done something similar to our cousin 2 years ago. Stole her boyfriend, then spread rumors to make it look like she was the one being harassed. It got so bad the cousin had to transfer schools. But no one in the family ever connected the dots. Or maybe they didn't want to. Leslie said she didn't bring it up before because she thought maybe Emily had grown up since then. I left her house with every one of those pages. I printed the fake email from my job. Pulled up the fake social accounts Emily used in high school when she used to harass people anonymously. Everything. And I gave it all to Mom. She didn't say much as she looked through it. Just kept flipping the pages. Her face stayed completely still. Then she said, "Invite everyone to dinner tomorrow night." Everyone meant Emily too. Emily showed up late, of course. Long black coat, sunglasses, indoors like she was in some Netflix drama. Ryan showed up early, fidgeting with his keys the whole time. I stayed quiet. Until Mom gave me the nod. Then I laid it all out. Every printout. Every lie. Every message. Leslie backed it all up. So did our cousin on speakerphone. There was nothing left to deny. Emily stared at the table, jaw tight. She said one thing. "This is insane." And Mom said one thing back. "So is pretending you're the victim in a story you wrote yourself." Emily exploded. Threw her napkin. Called me a manipulator. Said I always make things about me. Accused Mom of turning the whole family against her. And then she crossed a line. She looked straight at Mom and said, "I wish you'd given birth to someone else." That was it. Mom didn't slap her this time. She just stood up and pointed to the door. "Leave." Emily hesitated. Like she thought someone might defend her. No one did. Not even Ryan. She left. Quiet this time. No slammed doors. No tires squealing. Just gone. That night I got a text. From her. "I didn't think you'd fight back. Guess I was wrong. I'll fix it." A few minutes later, another one. "I'm sorry. But I wasn't sure I believed her. Not yet. Because people like Emily don't say sorry unless something broke. And I had a feeling the real apology wasn't for me. I didn't reply to Emily's texts. I didn't delete them either. They just sat there, unread and glowing on my screen like two little apologies waiting for me to forget the last 3 weeks of my life. I didn't forget. The house was quieter now, but not peaceful, just emptied out. Ryan was still gone, still staying at Uncle Greg's. He didn't show up, didn't text anyone, not even Mom. From what I heard through Leslie, he was working part-time at a warehouse, barely speaking to anyone. Maybe figuring things out, maybe just hiding. Either way, I didn't care. Emily stayed gone too. A full week went by. No sudden returns, no dramatic scenes. Her silence didn't feel like retreat. It felt like strategy. I half expected her to pop up with a new story, some final twist meant to flip everything back on me. But nothing came. Until Friday. Mom called me downstairs that afternoon. Her voice was flat. Not emotional. Just come down. He's here. I didn't ask who. I already knew. Emily was in the living room standing by the window. No makeup, no earrings, no performance. Just jeans, a hoodie, and a face I hadn't seen in years. Hers not sculpted into some version of herself she wanted people to believe in. I stopped at the edge of the rug. She looked up, met my eyes. "Hi," she said. Quiet. No drama. She didn't wait for permission to speak. "I wanted to ruin your life and I don't even have a good reason." I did. She sat down slowly on the edge of the couch, like she wasn't sure if she deserved to sit in this house anymore. "I hated how easy things looked for you, even when they weren't. I hated how people trusted you. How mom and dad always saw you as the stable one. I wanted people to see you crack. Just once. Just enough to make me feel like I wasn't the only broken one." She looked down. "So I did everything I could to break you. And I almost pulled it off." I didn't respond. I didn't even sit. She pulled something from her bag and held it out. A thick white envelope. He placed it on the table like it was radioactive. "It's the money. All of it." I took it. "Not Ryan. Not you. Me." He looked at Mom. "I told Ryan to blame her. I even made him tell people she had a breakdown in Paris. He didn't want to, but he did it anyway. He owes you his own apology." Mom stayed silent, arms crossed, watching Emily like she wasn't ready to believe it yet. "I'm working at a tea shop downtown," Emily said. "Late shifts. Tips mostly. That's how I got the money back." She looked at me again. "I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I'm saying it anyway. I'm sorry. Not because someone told me to be. Because I finally want to be different." Then she did something I didn't expect. She reached into the pocket of her hoodie and pulled out a folded piece of notebook paper. It was crumpled at the corners. I opened it later that night. It was handwritten. No fluff. Just a list of the lies she'd told. A full confession. One by one she listed every story she spread. Every fake message. Every exaggeration. Even the name of the anonymous account she used to email my manager. She signed the bottom. "Tell them. I won't stop you." Then she stood and said the last thing I thought I'd hear from her. "I'm staying with Claire for a while. Don't know when I'll be back. But when I come back I want you to know I'll be someone you'd actually want around." She left without another word. No drama. No slamming. Just the front door opening and closing. After she was gone I sat down and looked at Mom. He was crying. I waited. Then she said quietly, "I believed the worst about you. Because it was easier than admitting what I'd raised." I didn't say anything. She reached across the table and held my hand. "I'm so sorry, Betty." And I believed her. Not because it was convenient. Not because I wanted to move on. But because for once she was willing to say it out loud. That she'd let it happen. That she'd been blind. That she had chosen the easy children over the honest one. It didn't fix everything. I still carried what they did. But that night I didn't eat alone. I didn't cry in my room. I didn't stay silent. We had dinner together. Just me and Mom. No photos. No Eiffel Tower. Just peace. Quiet. Real this time. And for the first time in years I didn't feel like I was fighting for space in my own family. They finally saw me. And this time no one looked away.